Hello everyone, I'm here to show you how to make the stats screen from Fallout 3. I'll show you how it works. Alright, so if you add the strength, you add points to melee weapons, and its duplicate in CPP and C++. If you add the perception, you add to lockpick energy weapons and explosives. So I go like this as an example. Go over here, and all these values have changed. One second. Since I changed melee weapons, and since I changed agility, as you see, these stats change as you change the special stats. So if I change strength, go over here, change melee weapons. If I change strength, if I lower strength, it changes melee weapons. If I add 2 to speech, perception, changes energy weapons, explosives, and lockpick. Exchange energy weapon, explosives, lockpick, and energy weapons. If I change endurance, it changes big guns and unarmed. Change medicine. If I change intelligence, it changes medicine, science, repair. If I change agility, it changes small guns and sneak. These are the stat functions I'm calling. I sub from melee weapons, add to agility, sub from barter, add to barter, sub from speech, add to speech, sub from small guns, add to small guns, sub from unarmed, add to unarmed, sub from big guns, add to big guns, sub from sneak, add to sneak, sub from science, add to science, sub from explosive, add to explosive, sub from lockpick, add to lockpick, etc. Keeps going on. So I go over to strength. If I go over to endurance, I add to endurance. If I add to endurance, it adds to unarmed and big guns. If I add to perception, it adds to energy, weapons, lockpick, and explosives. If I put it back, it takes it away. And here, in order to make the stat screen, what you do, you grab this image, you drag it out, you cover the entire screen, you add a text block, and then you anchor it. Then you add a button. I called it sub from barter. Add to barter. Sub from big guns. Add to big guns. Sub from energy weapons. Add to energy weapons. Some from explosives. Add to explosives. Some from lockpick. Add to lockpick, etc., etc., etc. So I'll show you what each button looks like. So it's basically a cast, and you cast to the add to lockpick skill. Add to energy weapons. You do unclicked. You go over here, click the button, go where it says unclicked, and you add to lockpick. You sub from lockpick. Go where it says here, sub to lockpick. Sub from lockpick. Go where it says here, sub from unarmed. Sub from unarmed, and you cast to it. Cast by dragging it out, and do sub from unarmed. And that's how you cast to the function inside Blueprint, inside C++, inside Microsoft Visual Studio. You add to unarmed, add to unarmed. There you go. The same as the special stat screen. Sub from strength. Add to strength. Sub from perception. Add to perception. Also, here, in this button here, I added a function. And to preface this, I know for now, I know that I haven't done the tag skills yet. I'm gonna get to that in the third part of the tutorial. I'm gonna add the tag skills so that you can add 15 to each at the beginning. And also, I'm gonna probably tie this in to experience the level up screen. I just decided to do a level up screen because I thought, well, I'll do level up screen first, and then I'll move on to the tag skills. Adds to melee weapons. So I go down here. If I add to perception, adds to perception. If it's distract from endurance, takes away from big guns and unarmed. If I add to endurance, the print shrink says it added to endurance to big guns and unarmed by 2 points. And now it added to melee weapons, added to energy weapons, explosive, and lockpick. If I add to endurance, energy weapons, explosives, lockpick, melee weapons, and unarmed. And then you can add skill points. And you can't go beneath 17, its default value. And you exit out. In order to exit out of the skill screen, you go to where this on-click button is, where it says View. On-clicked, cast to BP first-person character. Set visibility, skills, to hidden, and you show the mouse cursor. Or get rid of the mouse cursor. Now I'll go inside the BP character to show how to show the skills. After you're done doing that, the skill stats. Why did I set the boolean to false? I set the boolean to true every time it is. I set this boolean special stats visible equal to true, because you do not want this skill screen to show every time you press J over the special stats screen. So if it is true, it'll set this to visibility to false, etc. But if it is false, then you'll set the skills screen to visible and show the mouse screen, show the skills tab, special skills. I mean skills tab widget. So I'll start changing this up as I go along. Believe me, I'm not gonna leave it this way. I'm gonna change it so that then once you get your tag skills, you go from special to tag, then you go from tag to the level up screen after a certain amount of level up points that you get. So I'm not gonna leave it this way. I'm gonna change it, so don't worry. I know that the tag screen is not there, so don't call me out in the comment section about it. I know it's not there. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get to it. And so each of these sub to repair, add to energy weapon, sub from energy weapon, add to medicine, sub from medicine, add to lockpick, sub from lockpick, etc. So you're gonna create all these functions and make them all blueprint callable, and then you're gonna create the skills, the integers, and set them all as a default value to 15. Then you're gonna create duplicates and set them equal to their respective skills. And the reason why you're using these duplicates is because inside of each strength skill, I'm making melee weapons duplicate equal to melee weapons +2, so that then when you reach the skill screen, you have a duplicate to bounce off from. And what I mean by that is that inside of each of these sub from melee weapons skill functions, I said melee weapons greater than melee weapons duplicate. Because only when melee weapons is greater than the melee weapons duplicate, you can subtract from melee weapons. And if you don't do this, what's going to happen is that you're going to change all these skills, all these melee weapons, silence, repair, and you're going to be able to subtract within the skill screen from melee weapons, and you don't want that. You don't want to change the default value of melee weapons further down, because if you do, it kind of defeats the purpose of adding from the add to luck, and then fallout, or the add to strength or endurance, intelligence. functions here. It defeats the purpose, because in Fallout you can't really subtract from the default value of the skill itself once you have already distributed points into strengths, perception, intelligence, charisma, etc. So that's why I created a duplicate, so that then once the duplicate gets up to a certain point with this function, with this strength function, then you start adding to melee weapons. Then you're able to add to melee weapons, then subtract. Because in Fallout you can't take away from that value. You can't take away that value once you've added special points to that default. Once you added special points, you can't subtract from the default value that has changed inside the skills section. And I just made it, if skill points is greater than or equal to 0, you subtract 1 from the skill points and add 1 to melee weapons. So to kind of demonstrate that, and go back in here, I add to melee weapons, or I add to, or subtract from endurance. Go over here, then add to it, and you can't continue adding more skill points. So that's what that if statement is for. And here are all the functions. And here again. This is a special screen. So I go over here to the, let's go to the skill screen again. It's a lot. I know. I'm just trying to go through it. Oh. Whenever you move something and you know it's not good, you Control Z to undo it. So here's the special stat screen again. I will change this so that then once you click the button on the special stat screen, that once you click the button, it doesn't send you straight to the level up screen. So I'll just put this as welcome to level, etc. And I'll tie this into, then what I will do, I will tie a text block over here and set it equal to 2, right? And then I'm going to create a level. I'm going to create the text block where it will have a level tied to it, so that then it's not just gonna this value will change every time you level up. So if you get experience from, for example, the string whatever's inside this template right here, it's going to change to the next level, or the level after that. And I'll make the levels kind of short, the experience to gain each level kind of short, so to give you kind of an example. So that's not going to stay this way. This is not going to stay this way. And with luck, you can't really. I know in Fallout you can add 0.5 to luck to each skill. Every time you add to luck, you can add 0.5. But at the moment, I can't really do that because for some reason Unreal Engine doesn't take 0.5 values inside of the. So if I add to luck, you're supposed to add 0.5 to every value. For some reason, Unreal Engine doesn't take 0.5 value and starts into the integer. So I think it can create like a 6 or a 7 after adding 0.5 to the integer. For now, I'll do something else with luck to tie it in to the skills. Or if you guys don't mind, I may just add one to each skill every time you add to luck, or subtract from each skill every time you add to luck. But you get the idea with luck. I may do something with luck later on in the tutorial series. See, you're adding to science, medicine, repair, and the duplicate. And here are the functions again. That'll be it for this tutorial. I hope you guys have a great day. See ya. Goodbye. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll get to it. And also, these are the print strings. So if you want to use print strings, go for it. So then you can debug yourself if you find anything. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.